All right, so I have put almost 40 miles, and more than half of them were pretty hard and heavy. So the complaint that I saw in the videos I watched on this was about the tire going flat, and sure enough, this tire has gone flat. So a couple things we're gonna do before I really get into it and find out. So first, I wanted to find out if it was tube or tubeless, and it does have a tube because the book says nothing about that. So now what I'm going to do before I get it all the way taken apart, because as you can see, you know, it's not like your regular bike. I mean, it's going to be similar, but it's got gears, or well, wires that are running into it, of course, because it's an electric bike. So, but as you can see, this also has a quick disconnect right there. So I'm pretty sure that's how you'll take that off, even though it's actually zip tied there. So I'll have to cut that and replace it. Good thing I got lots of zip ties. All right. So I'm gonna pump it up. Yeah. First, I'm gonna pump it up, and I'm going to check the valve stem for a leak. Then, if that's not the case, I'm gonna take it all the way off, and I'll check the inner tube for a leak. I do already have tubes coming, but I'm gonna test and see if I can fix it with some GOO. Why not? It seems to fix everything else. So if there's an actual leak on the tube, that's what I'm gonna do. So, first, check the stem. All right, so we got the tire inflated, and I'm going to see. Go ahead and pour some water in here, if I can get it. I broke my cup, and if it makes with the bubbles, then we would know there's a leak there. But I see none. I see no bubbles, so it must not be the valve stem. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this tire taken off, and we're gonna check the inner tube. First thing I'm going to do is remove the chain just to get it out of the way. There, that'll just give it so when it is ready to come off, I can get it off. Yeah. All right, so I'm also gonna, so I got the chain off. I'm gonna remove this. This is a quick disconnect for, I'm assuming, the power. But for some reason, it's zip tied right here. They got these nice little things, but whatever. So we'll have to cut one zip tie, I'm guessing, unless it unhooks from here, but that does not make sense to me. All right, so we're gonna take these two bolts off. So come on over to this side. It's a 19 millimeter. This one I'm gonna have to use an open end socket for, I guess, which is no problem. Or a wrench. All right, so we're here on the other side. I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this side first. Guess I could go get a 19 millimeter. All right, so this one is this nut right here. I know this wire's gonna have to go, so I'm gonna cut this before I take this off. 1 second. All right, so I went ahead and cut that zip tie so we can feed this wire out. Like I said, I just know, why would that not come out? I mean, it's clearly gonna have to come out. That wouldn't make any sense otherwise. Went and got, this is a 3/4. I don't know, maybe that's close enough to 19 millimeter. Maybe it is 3/4, I don't know, but it worked. So I had to take this little piece off of the rubber, which is part of the cap there, off the wire, I mean. So let's see now. We should be able to, yeah, we can get it off. All right, let's get it out of the chain. Okay, got it. All right, so got it off. So, as you can see, I already started taking this off. I used a couple screwdrivers, got under there to wedge it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this all the way off. Let me know if I can get it out. Yep. Got it out. Now we're gonna pump it back up and stick it in some water and see if we can find where the leak is. Crazy how big it gets when it's not in the tire. All right, so I'm gonna stick it in some water and check it for some leaks now. Let's go. So let's find the bubbles. All right, so it's not the inner tube or the. We already figured that one out, but we'll check again. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh, do you see it? I don't know if you can or not. Found a hole. Well, at least one. All right. So that is where the little pinhole is. So it's still got some air in it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a little bit of this goo on here anyways. Just want to see with that little bit of air if it can break through that or not. Because if it can't, then I'd rather do it with a little bit of air in it than not. So at least it's stretched out some. We shall see. Alright, so I put a little more on there. I think, do I see bubbles right there? I can't tell. Maybe where that white dot in the middle is, maybe that's the bubbles trying to come out. We'll see. If I have to let the air out, I will. Alright, so I did let the air out. Put a couple more really thin coats. Now I'm going to take and sit it in the sun to let it dry a little quicker.
4 hours later.
Alright, so right there is where we applied the shoe goo. Let's see if it will hold up in the water test. Alright, so as of right now, I don't see any bubbles coming out of where I put the shoe goo. So, it's holding right now. Let's put it in the bike and see how long it holds for.